Dear students of class 4th, let's start your third chapter, Almanac. The meaning of this word is a book published every year that contains information about the movements of the planets, the phases of the moon, etc. Almanac is an annual calendar. It highlights important dates and statistical information such as astronomical data and tide tablets. The Gregorian calendars. The Gregorian calendars was introduced in AD 1582 by Pope Gregory XIII. It was named after Pope Gregory XIII. It is a modification of the Julian calendar. There are 4 or 5 weeks in a month. 12 months make a year. A year has 365 days, while a leap year has 366 days. A leap year comes after every 4 years. 7 months have 31 days each, and 4 months have 30 days each. Find out their names. It should be noticed that February has 28 days, but in the leap year it has 29 days. The 29th day of February is known as the leap day, and the month is termed as the leap month. Structure of the Gregorian calendar. A year is divided into 12 months. January has 31 days, February has 28 or 29 days, March has 31 days, April has 30 days, May has 31 days, June has 30 days, July has 31 days, August has 31 days, September has 30 days, October has 31 days, November has 30 days, December has 31 days. The Gregorian calendar is a solar calendar. It is globally the most widely used civil calendar. The Saka calendar. The Saka calendar or the national calendar is based on the Saka era. It was adopted from 22nd March 1957. It is used along with the Gregorian calendar for the Gazette of India, new broadcast by All India Radio, calendars issued by the Government of India, government communications addressed to the public. The Calendar Reform Committee introduced the Saka calendar in AD 1957. This committee was headed by famous astrophysicist Meghnad Saha. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, expressed the need of a unifying calendar. Structure of the Saka calendar. As you can clearly see in the table, this is the structure of the Saka calendar. Number 1 is Chaitra, number 2 is Vaishakha, number 3 is Jyeshtha, number 4 is Ashadha, number 5 is Shravana, number 6 is Bhadra, number 7 is Ashwin, number 8 is Kartika, number 9 is Agrahayan, number 10 is Posha, number 11 is Magha, and number 12 is Faguna. Difference between the Gregorian calendar and the Saka calendar. The Gregorian calendar is a solar calendar. The Saka calendar is a lunisolar calendar. The Gregorian calendar is globally the most widely used civil calendar. The Saka calendar is the national calendar of India. It is also used beyond India's borders. January is the first month of the year. Chaitra is the first month of the year. February has 29 days during the leap year. Chaitra has 31 days during the leap year. Time in history. In history, we notice dates, years, decades, centuries, etc. For example, 273 BC or AD 711. But what do they mean? How are they calculated? These dates or years are counted from the assumed date of birth of Jesus Christ, who was the founder of Christianity. BC or BCE. BC stands for before Christ. All dates before the birth of Christ are expressed in BC. They are counted backwards. For example, 273 BC, it means 273 years before the birth of Christ. It is normally written in small capitals and placed after the numerals as in 500 BC, not BC 500. BCE stand for before Common Era, for example 273 BCE. AD or CE. AD stands for the two Latin words Anno Domini, that means in the year of our Lord, that is Christ. All dates or years after the birth of Jesus Christ are expressed in AD. These years are counted forwards. For example, 2018 can also be written as AD 2018, that is 2018 years after the birth of Jesus Christ. To find out the difference between two dates that are either both in BC or both in AD, we subtract the smaller date from the bigger one. For example, the time difference between 2000 BC and 500 BC is equal 2000 BC minus 500 BC is equal 1500 years. Similar is in the case of AD. On the other hand, to calculate the time difference between two dates where one is in BC and the other is in AD, we add the two dates. For example, time difference between 500 BC and AD 1500 is equal 500 years plus 1500 years is equal 2000 years. AD is generally written in small capitals and should be placed before the numerals as in AD 400, not 400 AD. The reason being AD is an abbreviation of Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord. However, when the date is spelled out, it is normal to write the 2nd century AD, not AD the 2nd century. CE stands for the Common Era, for example 2018 CE. C, it stands for the Latin word circa, which means approximately. It often precedes a date, for example C 1947. BP. Sometimes BP, that is before present, is also used to denote past events. Purpose of time denotation. Number 1, the terms BC and AD are mentioned to denote the time of happening of a particular event or events. Number 2, they also indicate the historical significance of events and activities. For the convenience of study, we can say AD 2000 or 2000 CE as the present age. In the same way, we can say 2000 BC or 2000 BCE. It is used to indicate that a date is before the Christian era or the Common Era. I hope you have understood this chapter. Have a nice day. Thank you.